F'dan iż-żmien tas-sena l-attenzjoni tad-dilettanti tal-isport tal-liburdjar tkun iffukata fuq ir-ROLEX Middle Sea Race, tellieqa internazzjonali li tattira lejn Malta mijiet ta' baħħara imħalta bejn baħħara ta' esperjenza kbira u oħrajn inqas. Minkejja ċirkostanzi dal-għodu jingħata bidu għal 21 edizzjoni tar-ROLEX Middle Sea Race mill-port il-kbir tal-Belt Valletta. Minkejja l-interruzzjoni kontinwa kkawżata mill-pandemija tal-COVID-19, sakemm ġie rrekordjat dan il-programm kien hemm 79 jott irreġistrati li jirrappreżentaw 21 pajjiż. F'termini ta' preparazzjonijiet, ir-Royal Malta Yacht Club huwa avvanzat sew. It-task force tal-COVID-19 immexxi mill-eks membru tal-Kumitat Mark Vella qed jiġbed l-għarfien espert minn numru ta' individwi, inklużi b'mod importanti xi wħud b'esperjenza ta' quddiem fil-ġestjoni tar-rispons tas-saħħa pubblika f'Malta. Il-Royal Malta Yacht Club żied paġna tal-COVID-19 mal-website fejn tagħti dettalji dwar l-aċċess għall-klabb, il-proċess ta' reġistrazzjoni, il-faċilitajiet u restrizzjonijiet. L-uffiċjal prinċipali tat-tellieqa Peter DeeMedia huwa membru ieħor tat-task force b'responsabilità partikolari għat-tlielaq u stqarr li l-klabb qed jagħmel minn kollox biex it-tellieqa ta' din is-sena titwassal b'mod sigur, sensibbli u sensittiv. Fuq livell ta' kompetitur, il-klabb ħa numru ta' miżuri bħal pereżempju l-proċess ta' reġistrazzjoni sar online u neħħew l-ispezzjonijiet tad-dgħajjes billi aċċettaw dikjarazzjoni formali mill-persuna responsabbli tal-jott li taċċerta l-konformità. Minħabba li ħafna mit-tellieqa ssir fl-ibħra Taljani, DeeMedia huwa regolarment f'kuntatt mal-awtoritajiet Taljani. Din is-sena kellhom ukoll jaħsbu biex jistabbilixxu proċedura uffiċjali għad-dgħajjes li jirtiraw u li għandhom bżonn ifittxu kenn f'xi ports qalli. Il-ġimgħa d-dieħla nott se jkun totalment dedikat li ROLEX Middle Sea Race ta' din is-sena. B'hekk għal aktar informazzjoni segwuna nhar is-Sibt li ġej. Iż-żmien għaddej ġmielu u fadal 5 xhur jew madwar 140 jum għall-ewwel tillieqa tas-36 edizzjoni tal-America's Cup, ippreżentata minn Prada. Sissa din se ssir fis-6 ta' Marzu tal-2021 f'New Zealand, iżda b'dak kollu li għaddej bl-imxija tal-COVID-19 l-inċertezza tibqa' kbira, iżda nibqgħu ottimisti li din se sseħħ. Ħanisimgħu dak li kellhom xi jgħidu wħud mill-partiċipanti.
Well, the COVID-19 crisis has had a major impact on us and on all the competitors.
The crisis has obviously impacted everyone in the world.
Ha toccato tutti indistintamente.
Obviously, the America's Cup is no stranger to unpredictability, and this is just part of it.
There's a lot of unknowns out there that, frankly, we can't control.
And I think we've all been hit in various ways, but there's no way that no one hasn't been affected.
You know, the trick is to react where you can, keep that focus on the America's Cup.
A lot now will be about who deals with the crisis the best.
Credo che nel DNA di Luna Rossa ci sia la sfida e la voglia di reagire ad ogni difficoltà.
The measure isn't getting knocked down, the measure is how you get up from it.
The goal is always bring the cup home.
It's going to get real pretty quickly.
Every single year, I'm drowning in my tears, I'm drowning in my tears again. I can't seem to forget.
Kull wieħed mit-timijiet bħalissa għaddej fi stadji differenti tad-diżinn, tal-iżvilupp, kif ukoll it-testjar individwali lejn din id-data. Iżda huwa biss dak li qed jiġri bħalissa wara bibien magħluqa li se jiddefinixxi s-suċċess tat-timijiet. Storikament meta tħares lura l min rebaħ kwalunkwe edizzjoni tal-America's Cup, naraw li ħafna drabi kienu deċiżjonijiet li ttieħdu minn 2 sa 18 xahar qabel li għamlu differenza kollha fil-prestazzjoni. It-timijiet ilhom jaħdmu bla waqafien u b'mod sigriet għal dawn l-aħħar xhur. Huma lkoll jafu li l-għan tagħhom huwa wieħed ambizzjuż u li r-rotta s-suċċess se tkun waħda diffiċli u iktar jibsa minn qatt qabel. L-America's Cup hija l-krem de la krem fid-dinja tal-burdjar. Din ir-regatta hija l-eqdem fost ir-regattas kollha hekk kif bdiet lura fl-1851 b'storja ta' 170 sena warajha. Ħansegwu dan il-filmat mill-isbaħ.
170 years. That's a long time. 170 years ago today, the first car was still 35 years off. The Wright brothers' first flight, 52. That's 10 years before the start of the American Civil War. 45 before the birth of the modern Olympic Games. It's the year the refrigerator was invented. Times change, so they say. well,
The America's Cup. The symphony of sea and sky and sail.
some things, they stay the same. 170 years ago, the oldest trophy in world sport was won for the very first time. A sailing race around the Isle of Wight in England. A radical-looking yacht called America beat the British on home waters and took the trophy back to the United States. The legend of the America's Cup had begun, and the winning of it has dominated the sport ever since. For well over a century, the New York Yacht Club welcomed challenger after challenger, but none could take the cup from the Americans. Until another radical yacht sailed into the history books again.
They have won the America's Cup. They have done it.
Just like the obsession to win, innovation in the America's Cup never stops. In 2021, the 36th America's Cup will be raced in a new class. You don't need to reinvent the wheel, they say. Sorry about that. We've reinvented the sailors too. A new breed of athlete, part machine, part scientist, engineered to perform at the edge. And the defenders this time? Watch out.
The America's Cup wrestles from the USA. The trophy belongs to New Zealand.
New Zealand have been on 6 America's Cup start lines in the last 7 editions. If there's a super team in this sport, these guys are it.
The America's Cup is now New Zealand's Cup.
But keeping the cup won't be a walk in the park. Remember that 170-year-old drive to win? So, yeah, the America's Cup. Not your average sporting contest. For the 36th time, this is history in the making.
Issa se niltaqgħu ma' Blair Took, il-flight controller ma' Emirates Team New Zealand. Took jgħidilna fuq l-esperjenza tiegħu fil-35 edizzjoni tal-America's Cup, kif ukoll dak li qed jistenna l-edizzjoni li jmiss. Ħansegwu.
Bermuda was a pretty cool experience. We sort of got involved with the team probably 3 or 4 years before that, and we sort of came through as we're in quite a rebuilding phase, really. It was a very tough time for Team New Zealand. For me personally, we'd just done the Youth America's Cup in San Francisco. We watched in San Fran as spectators like so many Kiwis, and it was hard to see them not quite achieve what we all hoped they would.
The comeback of 2013 is complete.
It was tough times for the team. There was some sort of touch and go moments whether the campaign would carry on, but we managed to get some breaks through that, and in that last couple of years before Bermuda we really started to get some traction and got down the right path with design and really pushed it pretty hard to have a fast boat. There's a lot of people throughout the team that really stepped up into some key roles in design, in the boat building, all across the whole team, and you don't see a lot of that in the background sort of 3 years out. 2 years out, that's when the real hard stuff happens, that's when big decisions are made, and then we could go out and do our business on the water. We went to Bermuda probably as underdogs a little bit, kind of flying under the radar, and Bermuda's quite far away from New Zealand, so we're, I think, lucky in that regard that we were kind of just went in and could just get go about our business and get stuck into the sailing, and yeah, it was pretty awesome to sail for Team New Zealand after sort of watching all the cups in the past, and to have that opportunity. And I guess until we've crossed the finish line in that last race, you didn't even really think about it at all. You kind of just take each race as it comes and try and do the best each day. When it does happen and suddenly you finish that last race and it's all done, it hits you pretty hard.
The New Zealanders paddling into the history books.
I think for me the coolest thing about when we won was just seeing the emotions that some of the team that'd been there a lot longer than I had sort of showed, you know, and they'd tried and failed a couple of times, and or some even longer, and you know finally they'd realised their dream and all that hard work they put in for so many years. So I think I've just felt quite humbled to be part of that, and great to come back after realising that we'd, you know, achieved those things, and to bring the cup back to New Zealand was pretty cool.
Issa se nsegwu intervista ma' Dan Bernasconi ta' Emirates Team New Zealand dwar l-AC75 Class Rule u din xi tfisser għas-36 edizzjoni tal-America's Cup.
The last America's Cup in the AC50s was really exciting racing, but the yachts were very, very similar to each other. The hull shapes were all the same, the beams the same, the wings the same shape, and there were very tight rules around the foils and rudders. So it took a real trained eye to actually see what the differences were, which gave really close racing, but not quite so much excitement in design terms. You were really focusing on design and the real optimization of the sort of fine details of the foils. As defender, I guess there's an element of risk in whichever path you go down. Sure, we had a lot of experience and knowledge about how to make an AC50 optimal, but also everyone else had seen what we've done. They'd seen the development of our foils and our control systems, and that would be very easy to copy. We're really proud of the innovation that we put into that yacht in the last Cup, and we believe in our team's ability to innovate. So by opening the playing field, we've playing to our strengths. When we developed the class rule, we wanted to allow space for innovation and space for teams to design different hull shapes, different ways of controlling the sails, different foils and rudders. So designers have a much bigger area in which to play. As engineers, we love that. The America's Cup has always been a design race. It's very much about the engineering and the concepts and the ideas. And when each team launched their boats, we saw exactly that. I mean, it was so cool to see the path each team had gone down, and all very different to each other. So you can see some logic in why each team has chosen a direction, but we'll find out who's got it right and who's got it wrong. Everyone was really excited by the racing last time, and the sailors had no wish to go back to slower, non-foiling displacement boats. But at the same time, we all wanted to do something new. And I think the class we've gone to with the AC75 really allows us to keep up that momentum of really high-speed, high-performance, exciting boats, but also go off in a new direction and do something completely different.
Fl-aħħar servizz fil-programm tal-lum se niltaqgħu mal-iskipper Terry Hutchinson fuq l-impatt tat-tim u dak li r-rebħa tal-America's Cup tista' tfisser għall-isport tal-libburdjar fl-Istati Uniti.
Every opportunity is a learning opportunity. I'm programmed that way. You can hit me a couple times. Just keep getting up and going after it. That's all you can do.
Is a 16-time world champion, one of the biggest underachievers in our sport. 2-time College Sailor of the Year, 2-time Rolex Yachtsman of the Year, and now in his 5th America's Cup campaign, and more importantly, Pensacola Yacht Club's newest member, Terry Hutchinson.
The city of Pensacola has been incredible. I mean, the venue that we have here is, you'd have to think that this is just on the front side of its development as a sailing venue for national and international events in the years to come. Every day that we go out there and every time we interact with people in the city and they say to you, man, we're so glad you guys are here, it's a genuine sentiment, and that's the best thing about it. The Pensacola Yacht Club has been incredible for us. They eat, sleep, and breathe what we're doing. Feel that feeling that all the sailors give you in the room. It's a good nudge and a good inspiration for us.
And look at this room. Look at the support that you all are giving us. For the last 15 years, I would respectfully say that we've lost our edge. We need to reestablish the United States as a leader in the sport. And so, in a very simple way, the mission is to do exactly that.
Amen.
Each opportunity is another opportunity to get better. And that side of it is pretty inspiring because you get a true sense of purpose. It can have a meaningful impact to the next 50 years of our sport. First there's a goal and you can't get ahead of yourself, and then there's the, well, what if we do win? And so I think if you can inspire that in the younger sailors and you can demonstrate that hard work is worth it, it's hard to not feel the significance of that. I see the opportunity that we have and I don't want to waste it.